Welcome to the Beatles Talk Show. It's March 12th. We're looking at cool Beatle trivial facts and interesting things that happened to them throughout their career on this date through the years. Such as 1963, the Beatles were touring with Chris Montez and Tommy Rowe, both over touring in England, though they were both American pop stars. John Lennon had such a heavy cold that he was unable to perform, and therefore George and Paul had to sing all of John's parts. And John would say that, it was quite a strain for him trying to sing a song like Twist and Shout, which sometimes he'd lose his voice for days on end.
I remember us having terrible colds and still performing. You remember that? It didn't stop us.
The show must go on.
The show must go on.
Yeah. On this date in 1964, the Beatles were still filming their movie A Hard Day's Night, second day at Twickenham Studios, and they were shooting the hotel sequences with their movie road managers.
Norman Shake.
Yep.
It's not that I'm taller than you, it's just that you're shorter than me. Hello, is anybody home? Yeah. That's a great scene, I love that. Yeah.
And on this day in 1965, the Beatles wrapped up their location shooting for their second movie, Help, in the Bahamas. Yeah. And Brian Epstein was also interviewed on this date in 1965, and he predicted the band will still be popular in 10 years. So there you go. On this day in 1969, a very historic day in the life of Paul McCartney, he married his new love, Linda Eastman, at the Marylebone Register Office. And Paul's brother, Mike McGeer, was the best man. Mal Evans was the witness. And Linda's daughter, Heather, was the flower girl.
No other Beatles appeared there, I believe. I don't think anybody, for whatever reason.
They weren't invited, in fact. So already, what's going on there, eh?
What's going on? There was literally hundreds of crying girls outside the wedding as well, because their favorite Beatle was, that was the end of their dreams, basically, of marrying Paul McCartney. But he couldn't have married a nicer girl. I think him and Linda were such a fit, like they were truly meant for each other. Yeah.
On the same day, while Paul is marrying Linda, George and his wife, Patty Harrison, were arrested and charged with possession of cannabis after their home was raided.
That's why they went to the wedding, I guess.
And some people have said they thought this was suspicious and this was timed on purpose, and that George claimed the evidence was planted.
Could be, a lot of who said that as well? Keith Richards said that, John Lennon said that there was a police officer at that time who was arresting pop stars in London. He was making a name for himself by doing this. Planting the evidence is what I heard, so is it true? I don't know, could be, man.
Yep. On this date in 1971, John Lennon and the Plastic Ono Band released their new single in the UK called Power to the People. It would reach number 6. And on that very same day, in 1971, a court ruling grants Paul McCartney's request that a receiver be appointed to control the finances of the Beatles and company. And James Douglas Spooner was appointed to that role.
It's a good idea, considering money was flowing out like water at that time. Yeah, good move.
And a lot of bad news for the Beatles on this day. In 1974, John Lennon and Harry Nilsson were ejected from the Troubadour Club in Los Angeles after they caused a disturbance at a Smothers Brothers show. And John was quoted as saying, "I got drunk and shouted. It was my first night drinking Brandy Alexander, and I was with Harry Nilsson, who didn't get as much coverage as me, and there was some girl who claimed that I hit her, but I didn't hit her at all. She just wanted some money, and I had to pay it off because I thought it would harm my immigration," which was, of course, a big concern of his at that time. So this was a big little scandal in the news.
Well, this was John Lennon's lost weekend. Remember we talked about that? John Lennon's lost weekend that lasted 14 months during his separation from Yoko. So he just basically said, I became a teenager again. It's like, woohoo, out we go, have a good time, get drunk, get whatever. So, I mean, he probably did a lot of crazy things during that time, I would think.
Yeah. All right, there you go. Really cool facts for the Beatles on this date. Leave us some comments, what you think about the show, and we'll see you again tomorrow.
Okay, take care, guys.
So my dear friends, come back when you can.